Let's begin. First step is firefighters get the victim either through your primary search or how you find the victim. We want the victim's head as close to the wall as possible. Notice rescuer number 2 is on a ground ladder. That ground ladder is placed at the sill of the window. No rungs are protruding into the window. Rescuer number 1 slides the victim head first toward the wall. This move now is done in a series of 3 steps. Each step lets each rescuer readjust, remove, reposition, also take a quick 1 or 2 second breather if need be. Step number 1. Rescuer number 1 lifts the legs straight up to the rescuer at the window. Legs go up. Notice the rescuer at the window holding the victim's legs. Forearms are on the windowsill, not having to hold a whole lot of weight, just holding those legs up. Immediately, the primary rescuer is going to go down, get as low as possible in a crouch position. Notice the rescuer's left leg going as far forward as possible here. This is key. If those legs are flat out in this area here, you'll be lifting with your back. By placing this left foot all the way forward, you're going to be lifting with your legs. This primary rescuer is also getting grab points as low on that bottom and harness as possible. Grab the bottle, harness, straps, anything that you can grab. With coordination from these 2 members, these 2 rescuers are going to place this victim flat against the wall. We're not trying to go out the window on this move. Flat against the wall. Okay, guys. Ready? Lift. The victim is now flat against the wall. Notice that the primary rescuer is holding that body, pinning the body against the wall with legs holding with the arms. Primary rescuer now goes low, tries to get a lower grab point. We're going to lift this victim out. Rescuer at the window is not going to take these legs and direct both legs over one shoulder or the other. You don't want these legs being split, one shoulder or the other. Our goal here is to place this victim with the thighs on the windowsill. This is move number 3. Thighs on the windowsill. Okay, guys.
Ready?
Yep. Thighs are up and onto the windowsill. Notice that the primary rescuer, not using his back, all legs, still good to go. This is a great point to take a rest, 2 or 3 second break if you need one. Notice here that the primary rescuer, if need be, can walk away from the victim. Why? Victim's thighs are on the sill. Victim's not going to go anywhere. Rescuer on the ladder has the victim in check. These legs are going to go out that ladder to one side or the other of that rescuer on the ladder. Now it's a simple move between 2 rescuers. They're going to roll this victim out straight. Go ahead, guys. Ready?
Yep.
Notice how they roll that victim out. Rescuer on the ladder is taking a step down on that rung. Stepping down. Good. Rescuer at this window here, holding on as long as possible to ensure that the rescuer on the ladder has the victim. This is the Denver drill, head first at the window.
That was just for me.
The rescuer is at the ladder, once again low on the ladder, not leaning too much into the window. Notice both legs are coming out on one side or the other of the firefighter. This firefighter rescuer has chosen to take the legs out over his left shoulder. He's going to place that thigh up on the sill. Inside rescuer is preparing to do his lift, driving that body against the inside wall. Now the thighs are on the windowsill. The rescuer on the ladder immediately places his arm between the legs of the victim, acts as a stabilization point to keep from dropping this victim down the ladder. Slowly begins his work down the ladder. Rescuer at the window hangs on again as long as possible. The rescuer on the ladder has his right arm right at the neck and the shoulders of this victim, so this victim cannot fall off the ladder. If this rescuer gets in trouble and needs to stop for a second, reposition, he can easily pull himself against that ladder, pulling both hands against the beams of that ladder, stabilizing the victim so as not to lose control. Rescuer then continues down the ladder, makes a safe rescue. In this scenario, we're going to show you how to get a firefighter who's at the window, feet first, 2 rescuers. Once again, we have a rescuer on a ladder. That ladder is a ground ladder placed at the sill of this window. No rungs in the ladder to obstruct us getting this victim out. We have a primary rescuer who's either done a search and found this victim, they brought this victim to the window, feet first, or you found this victim here. Remember, there's no need to turn the victim around. We can get this victim out as found. Essentially, we're going to take this victim and throw him up onto the windowsill in a series of lifts. It has been taught that we keep this victim's legs straight against the wall to act as a fulcrum. This is going to cause some complications. Number one, an unconscious victim won't keep their legs straight, so they'll immediately bend when you start to lift. You'll also put undue stress on the primary rescuer who's doing this lift to get him to the window. And we'll have to put this secondary rescuer on the ladder further into the window, higher on the ladder to grab the victim. And we don't want to do that. It's going to cause undue stress on both. Primary rescuer is going to push this victim as close as possible to the window. Go ahead and scrunch that body close as possible. We'll put a little bit of a knee bend in that victim. Good. As with the other method, there's 3 steps involved in this move. Step 1, primary rescuer sits the victim up, hands the hands up and arms up to the rescuer at the window. This portion is key here and it can't be rushed. The rescuer at the window holds the victim's hands as such, grabs around the wrists, and the primary rescuer may need to help the rescuer at the window physically holding on and getting a good grip on those wrists, the smallest part of that arm. Once this rescuer has a good hold of the wrist, primary rescuer, notice, legs coming in, we're going to use all leg muscles here, no back. He's getting some low grab points. In a sec here, he's going to throw this body up onto the windowsill. Rescuer at the ladder needs to be positioned either to the right or to the left. This victim is going to come out onto the windowsill. Notice that he's nice and low on the ladder. Victim's going to come up. We're going to drop the victim right onto the windowsill. So step number 2 is throwing the victim onto the windowsill. Okay, guys.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Victim's up. Firefighters readjust. Now they've placed this victim up on top of the windowsill. Another great chance here to take a breather if you need one. You've worked hard. You've got the victim to this point. You may need a breather. This victim is essentially resting on his belly on top of the windowsill. Primary rescuer has a hand between the legs and is going to roll this victim out. This will be step 3. Step 3 is to roll this victim out onto the rescuer at the ladder. Go ahead,
Ready?
guys.
1, 2, 3.
This was the Denver drill. Feet first at the window, victim removal using 2 firefighters and a ground ladder. We've got a firefighter rescuer at the ladder. Notice that he's low on the ladder. Too high in the ladder is going to put him in an awkward position when this body comes out. He's ready to receive the victim at the sill. Notice he pushed him out to his left side, can go left or right. He's going to place one hand in between the arms, using the neck and the shoulder as a brace coming down. That way the body doesn't fall down. He lowers himself on the ladder, takes a step. In this case, his right hand goes in between the victim's legs. Notice the rescuer at the window held on as long as possible. This rescuer pushing the body against the ladder, easing it down the ladder.
Obviously, I think it's good for firefighters to practice the so-called Denver drill, but I think it's more important for firefighters to really focus in on what are the things we can do to begin with to keep us out of the trouble that might lead us to needing to be rescued like this. So there's a lot of different drills out there, whether it's the Nance drill out of Columbus where they use a handcuff knot, or the Denver drill where there's a confined space and we're trying to remove a firefighter from a very confined space location and get him out effectively. Those are all really good, but the most important thing is what can we do to begin with to keep ourselves out of trouble?